On May 26, 2025, a man posted a photo on X saying his tour guide had shown it to him. In the picture, one man walked toward the camera while another took a photo with flash, accidentally capturing something eerie. Behind them, a pair of glowing eyes and a large humanoid shape stared straight at the lens. What do you think? Pareidolia or Bigfoot? On August 5th, 2024, a strange video titled Jabba's Cascade Bigfoot was uploaded online. The footage shows a large, dark figure hunched over in the distance. It moves in a way that doesn't resemble a person. Its stride is too wide, too unnatural. At one point, it seems to notice someone nearby and immediately retreats, trying to avoid being seen. But no one knows who filmed it or where exactly it was taken. Does that make it creepier or just less trustworthy? A lone hiker was deep in the wilderness, soaking in the quiet and losing track of time. After wandering for hours, he reached a spot surrounded by thick pine trees. That's when he heard heavy movement. Something big was crashing through the brush on the other side. Expecting to see a large animal, he pulled out his phone to record. But what he caught instead was chilling.
Holy shit.
Definitely no ordinary animal. In a quiet mountain stretch of Southern California, a group of hikers saw something unbelievable. Behind the brush sat a massive figure, tall, broad, and slightly hunched. It was too big to be human. Curious, a YouTuber known as Thinker Thunker analyzed the image. First, he looked at the lighting and shadows. They all matched the natural environment. Then he tested the color DNA, a method where saturation is increased to detect edits or digital tampering. In doctored examples, unnatural elements stand out. But in this case, everything blended in perfectly, concluding that whatever was out there was truly there at the time. So now the question is, did they actually capture Bigfoot on camera? The Study Sasquatch team, Kirk, Shane, and Dave, analysed thermal footage of a bipedal figure in the woods. Unlike the clear thermal images of humans showing backpacks and clothing, this image showed no gear at all. No backpack, no hat, no clothing outlines. Just a clean heat shape even at 200% zoom. Later footage showed hunters with visible gear, reinforcing the contrast. In another clip, a heat signature briefly peeks from behind a tree. They even recreated the first footage. The team called it inconclusive, but the lack of visible gear makes it stand out from every human captured by the same camera. While hunting in Salt Fork State Park, Ohio, a man suddenly noticed something unusual.
See all the hair. You'd be stupid to walk out here in a suit. You'd get shot. He's right behind that tree. Look. And his hair's gray and black. Is that gray? Is that snow? That's not snow. It's gray. Brown, gray. Can't tell.
A large ape-like creature was moving silently through the trees. It was covered in grey and black hair, towering and broad, too realistic to be a costume, and frankly, too dangerous for anyone to be dressed like that in an active hunting zone. Some believe he may have encountered the Ohio Grassman, a legendary creature said to build grass nests and roam the rural forests of the region. Sightings of similar creatures in Ohio date back as far as 1869. A man flew his drone over a quiet lake in northern Maine, just looking for a new fishing spot. He wasn't chasing legends, just trying to enjoy a calm day. But while reviewing the footage later that evening, something odd appeared. At the edge of the forest, a tall figure covered in dark fur moved steadily on two legs. When the man saw the figure, he quickly went back to film the area again, hoping to catch it a second time, but it was nowhere to be found. He shared the footage online, hoping someone could explain what he captured that day. In 2009, a video called Yellowtop Bigfoot was uploaded to YouTube, showing a creature with yellowish hair on its head walking through the woods near Colorado's Rocky Mountain National Park. Recently, it gained attention again after being reposted. Some compared it to the famous Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot, but the similarities were weak. The creature looked small, walked clumsily, and had human-like arm proportions. Eventually, the original uploader admitted it was fake and part of a short film promotion. Just a man in a suit, after all. A Reddit user claimed to have captured a strange groan deep in the woods. The uploader is nearly sure it was Bigfoot. He says it came from the same area where he thought he had seen the creature once before. While the audio is just a few seconds, it stirred quite a few reactions online. From curiosity to disbelief, the comment section lit up, but the uploader vanished soon after, saying undercover cops paid him a visit. Interesting. In 2018, a video surfaced claiming to show the elusive Honey Island swamp monster. It was originally shot by Harlan Ford, a retired air traffic controller deep in the Louisiana bayou. Locals say this creature is over 7 feet tall, covered in dark grey hair, and gives off a foul stench of decay. Its tracks are bizarre, webbed like an alligator's, yet shaped like a man's. Then it vanishes into the thick swamp mist, leaving behind only fear and speculation. In this recently resurfaced image, something large stands half submerged in the water. According to commenters, its visible height above the surface appears to be around 6 feet. If the water is even 2 feet deep, that would make the figure at least 8 to 10 feet tall. There isn't much background information available about the photo, so the possibility of a hoax can't be ruled out. Still, it looks so real. On July 12, 2013, a man shared a chilling video on the Legends Beware channel, documenting what was supposed to be a peaceful family trip to Otter Blue Ridge, Georgia. But what started as a normal vacation quickly took a strange turn. While casually filming the beautiful surroundings, he noticed this.
Get in the house! Get in the house!
Curiosity got the better of him, and he followed the creature into the woods, hoping for a better look. That's when it let out a series of disturbing noises. Some viewers were quick to brush it off, saying it was just a man in a costume. But others were convinced it could have been a juvenile Bigfoot, citing the creature's size, shape, and movement. At the very least, someone finally tried to get a closer look. But the question remains, just a prank or something stranger? A hiker spotted a figure walking in a strange, almost unnatural way. At first glance, he thought it was a person, but its size and movement raised doubts. Someone tried zooming in to get a closer look, but the details remained blurry. There's no clear information about who exactly filmed it or where it was captured. But one thing's sure, something about this sighting just doesn't sit right. A person posted this photo online, claiming to have seen Bigfoot while camping. At first he thought it was a bear, but bears don't walk like that. Still, it was too far away to see it clearly. So he grabbed his camera and took a photo, planning to zoom in later for a better look. That's when he noticed. Its body looked more ape-like, but apes don't live in the wild there. It wasn't clear what it was, but naturally, the first thought was Bigfoot. Scott Carpenter returned to a remote forest to continue his Bigfoot investigation. He revisited a stick structure he had built during a previous visit, only to find it disturbed.
Yeah, they're getting a little loud. I balanced a stick right here, and I actually put it underneath there, and I'll have to go back and kind of show it on the previous video. But I stuck the stick in there and balanced it, and the balance stick has been pulled out. It's laying on the ground and it's been snapped in two. See where it's been snapped? I don't know where the other half is. There's the lower half. And I'd wedged it in there, so I don't think the wind blew it out or snapped it in two.
One of the balance sticks had been snapped in half and left nearby. Scott believed it wasn't an accident. He noted that similar activity had been documented in other investigations, structures deliberately altered or dismantled. Examining the broken stick up close, he claimed it couldn't have been caused by wind or natural events. As he continued exploring the forest, faint rustling and the snap of branches echoed around him. It felt like something, or someone, was watching. Then, suddenly, he saw this.
I saw a movement. Something darted behind this tree, or darted in this area. Scared the crap out of me. Black. Large. It looked like I saw his trailing arm. See? Or his butt. Of course, there won't be anything here. No sign, no footprints.
A large, dark figure moving between the trees. He tried to follow, but by the time he reached the spot, it had vanished. That's when he found this.
Alright, this is possible footfall right there. See that? There we go. See, look, this is just barely, you can just barely tell it. There it is. Okay, there we go. I'm not a total buffoon. There's a footprint right here. I'll have to dissect it for you because you can barely see it, but I'll show it to you. Alright. Right up here is the toes. Right there's the heel mark. That's a big old boy too. Shit. I need a partner. Anyway, excuse the French. Right here's the toes. You see where the earth is disturbed. See, look right here. And, you know, stuff. Look there. That's, see, the toes hit here, the heel dug in here, the foot's right there. I'm not stopping to measure this thing because I'm too freaking spooked. But I'm going to put, my boot's 13 inches long. That's a good 3 inches longer than my boot. So that's a 16, 17 inch track. And like I said, right here's the heel mark. Let me clean this out, maybe you can see it. See it now? I'll try to highlight it. But you can definitely see the toe marks here. Where he dug his toes in. Right there's his footprint, one of them.
A massive footprint in the mud, far larger than his boot, with toe and heel marks. Scott was convinced something was out there. On June 16th, 2024, a strange photo began circulating on Facebook. It showed a tall, fur-covered figure, but something was off. Its arms hung much lower than normal, and its body looked unusually thin and upright. Very different from the Bigfoot seen in classic sightings, like Patterson's or those reported in Ohio. Nothing about this figure matched what we've seen before. Some began to wonder, was this even a Bigfoot at all, or could it have been something else entirely? Jared spent his birthday alone in a remote Idaho forest, with closed access roads and no one around. He brought his new drone, launching it that afternoon to capture the landscape. The footage showed calm woods and ridges, until later in the day, when something strange appeared.
Farragut State Park, and I had all the roads were closed, so I was pretty much the only one back there. I hadn't seen any cars coming through. Beautiful views. I hadn't seen anybody or anything until right here. If you just see right up there in the top, in the middle of the trees, you can see a black figure running away right here.
A tall figure was running fast between the trees. There was no trail nearby, no sound, and no one else had been seen all day. It seemed too large to be human, and too fast to be a bear walking upright. It vanished without a trace. After searching for a while, Jared was sure the area was empty. What he captured still has no clear explanation. A man recently posted on TikTok about an unusual encounter in a Bigfoot hotspot in Oregon. While standing by a quiet lake, he spotted something strange across the water and captured it on camera. He claimed it was a cloaked Bigfoot, nearly invisible, blending perfectly with the background. He believes this is why clear sightings are so rare. Bigfoots might possess some natural ability to cloak themselves or manipulate light, almost like camouflage. The video he shared shows a shifting figure, hard to spot unless you really focus. It is strange, but Bigfoot, who knows? A thermal camera clip, supposedly over 12 years old, captured a towering figure in Alabama, believed by some to be the infamous Sasquatch. The creature in the video was estimated to be nearly 10 feet tall, and though the footage isn't crystal clear, it was enough to be taken seriously by many. But since it's so old and blurry, it's hard to draw any solid conclusions. Christian was filming a peaceful afternoon in the university's nature preserve, but later, while reviewing the footage, he noticed something. A tall, upright figure walking through the trees. It looked covered in dark fur, too human to be an animal, too odd to be a human. It didn't move like a deer or a bear, it was something else. The clip went viral on campus. Even a biology professor commented that if Bigfoot existed, this would be the place. What Christian saw still remains a mystery. Let's just hope it wasn't a prank. On May 18th, 2025, a trail camera deep in the woods captured something strange. The exact location wasn't disclosed, but it's believed to be somewhere in the US. The footage shows a tall, ape-like figure standing among the trees. Its most striking feature being the intense eye shine, something humans don't have. With no apes native to the US, it raises the question, could this be Bigfoot? A Reddit user was out looking for a cave in a forested area of Middle Tennessee, but instead stumbled upon some odd impressions in the mud. The tracks look small, almost like a child's, but with toes pressed deep into the ground, as if something was trying to grip while walking. Many thought they looked too humanoid to be from a regular animal. It didn't prove anything, but it definitely sparked curiosity, with some even suggesting they could belong to a small, baby Bigfoot. While walking along through Provo Canyon, a man was enjoying the calm of the forest, until something strange happened.
What the?
Out of nowhere, a massive dark figure emerged from the trees. But here's the odd part. The man chose to hide behind a simple split rail fence. If there really was a towering creature out there, would you hide behind that? In 2014, while hiking near Lake Ontario, a man heard a strange rustling coming from the bushes. Curious, he pulled out his camera, hoping to catch a glimpse of whatever was making the noise. But what he recorded left him shaken. The footage revealed a crouching humanoid figure, partially hidden among the foliage. It was broad, hairy, and hunched. And then, as if it sensed the camera, it darted back into the woods, vanishing almost instantly. Unfortunately, the man couldn't get a closer look, making us wonder, what exactly did he encounter that day in the forest? While deep in the Pacific Northwest, this family noticed something bizarre in the distance.
Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
that? What is that?
Tree.
No. You moved it, right? Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there. Where? I can't see.
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody
Not up
down
in the
there.
trees.
There's nobody down there no more. See?
In broad daylight, someone or something moved near the edge of the forest. It was a tall figure, nearly 8 feet high, and it seemed to blend effortlessly into the trees. They managed to film it, but the distance and camera quality make it difficult to truly identify what they captured that day. In May 2019, a fisherman in the United States set out on a solo trip, filming himself along a peaceful blue line stream. The day seemed calm, quiet, nothing out of the ordinary. But later, while editing the footage, he noticed something he hadn't seen in the moment. Just beyond the tree line, a large, dark figure briefly stepped into view, then vanished back into the woods. Some viewers called it just a shadow. Others were convinced it was Bigfoot. But here's what really stands out. A faint white mark can be seen, almost like a face. And to me, that alone makes it clear it wasn't just a shadow. So, what did he really capture that day? A Reddit user was driving deep into the mountains of Whitefish, Montana, near the edge of his uncle's remote property, searching for wildlife like deer or bears. At one point, he stopped the vehicle after spotting what looked like a moose or an elk, partially hidden behind thick brush. But when the creature turned and looked directly at him, everything changed. He'd read about strange legends from that region, the Wendigo being one of them, and now he couldn't shake the feeling that something was out there. What exactly he saw remains a mystery. A man was driving through a known Sasquatch area, looking out his window, hoping to see something strange. And he did. he noticed a tree bent and pinned behind another. A strange sight on its own, but given the area's history of Bigfoot sightings, it could actually mean something. Some people agreed it could have only been done by Bigfoot. Others said the tree must have grown that way, bending slowly over time, because if it had bent too fast, it would have snapped. What do you think? While hiking through the New River Gorge in West Virginia, a woman came across a massive rock formation that looked more like a structure than a mountain. From a distance, it blended into the landscape, but up close, the shape and patterns were oddly symmetrical. One part even looked like a gigantic doorway carved into the rock. What made it stranger were the huge, deep footprints found along its surface. Some say it's all natural, just erosion and coincidence. But others aren't so sure. Could something enormous have once called this place home? In the mountains near Marshall, North Carolina, a neighbor tried to capture an eclipse but ended up filming something far stranger. It wasn't a bird they recognized, and it cut through the noise of nearby birds like it didn't belong. Locals debated online. Some guessed a Bigfoot, others were sure it sounded more like a gibbon. But there were no zoos nearby and no exotic pets known in the area. Whatever it was, it left everyone confused and a little uneasy. A man in Washington recently posted a blurry photo of what he claims is Bigfoot outside his remote cabin. The shadowy figure appeared to be peeking through the window late at night, watching silently from the dark. The photo caused a stir online, but most people aren't convinced. In a time where everyone's got high-end phone cameras, many are wondering, why are these pictures still so unclear? In May 2025, a man was reviewing footage from a trail camera he had set up deep in the woods. That's when he noticed something terrifying. A large, dark figure was standing roughly 25 meters away, partially obscured by the trees. It was too tall, too broad, and moved unlike any animal he had ever seen before. Could he have truly captured Bigfoot on camera, or was the moment just a little too perfect to be real? Sooner Sasquatch, a YouTuber known for his forest investigations, returned to a secluded area where he had experienced something disturbing just a week earlier. The first encounter had shaken him enough to leave immediately. Now, 7 days later, he was back, determined to face whatever was out there.
And I was trying out a replacement night vision that I got in. And I don't say it in the video, but something started walking towards me from my left, from off this way towards me. And you could hear the sticks breaking towards the end of the video, and it kind of freaked me out. I didn't say anything in the video, but I just shut the camera off and put everything up and left. I wasn't far from my vehicle.
As he made his way through the thick brush, an eerie feeling crept in. Something was watching him. The trees swayed, but there was no wind. That's when he noticed this.
Right back there were, those trees were kind of shaking. I thought it went back this way, but I could see the trees over here shaking. See, I'm still hearing something over here. And it's really cold. I keep seeing a black shape in there.
Signs of movement, crushed vegetation, a low, guttural growl echoed in the distance.
There was a growl. I'm gonna do a real slow pan and then I'm getting out of here. I am freezing. Whatever it was got quiet. Right through there is where I think it went. You can see right in the middle of my screen is it's all open. You can see where stuff's been trampled, and I'm getting some movement back here where I'm pointing the camera right about now. I can hear it back there. I'm by myself and I'm not armed today.
Unarmed and feeling the cold settle in, he made a decision. He turned back and got out fast. Whatever was in the forest that day remains a mystery. If you made it this far, I think you're ready for this next video.